Hey, what's going on? Miguel Lloyd, host of Life Full Circle Radio. What's going on, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Getting into this thing today. A lot going on. Trump says he's got an Iran deal. We're waiting to hear the logistics and what's really going on with that. But know that if it gets shared with us on Friday, that means that it sucked. Because of course they're trying to bury it if they release it on Friday because they know that the deal sucked that bad. Oh, I didn't change this stuff. Oh well. I'm going back to this. And so we'll talk today about the New York Knickerbockers winning the championship. We're going to talk about Streaming University, which is the deal with old boy Kai Cenat. He is in Atlanta today. He stirred up some stuff. UFC and Trump UFC event last Sunday, as well as his algae written pond that he has. And so we'll get into that as well and a few other things. All right, make sure you follow us on all the social media platforms. We are both vertical and horizontal on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We're on Twitch. We out here in these streets. So there's that. Super producer, your lighting looks good today. Look at you, looking all bronzed up.
I am super bronzed up. Yay, makeup, but I still have this background. Still here. Still.
You ain't had to bring it to everybody's attention. Like, you know what I mean? You know, you're in your guest room and, you know, here's what it is.
I told Omar, I was like, I'm just going to buy a green screen. I'm just going to buy a green screen, like a real one, and then move it. No?
If you buy a green screen, then you have to have some really good lighting, right? Because when you try to put anything back there, you have to light the green screen in the back so that it don't look kind of crazy and it got little lines around your head and all that type of stuff. That's a whole podcasting video tutorial.
Well, enjoy this back room space, junk room, office, mother-in-law suite. Wait, I have an idea.
Oh Lord Jesus! Do I need to cut away? What idea do you have? Oh, you need to put the plant on the other side. You put the plant on the other side. That kind of hides the bed a little bit, and then the books look like you read a lot of stuff. See, yeah, that's almost better. Move it a little bit more to your right. Move it a little bit more to your right. Go ahead. No, not you. The plant. Yes, thank you. Now a little bit more back to the left because now you show the bed again. That's better. All right, we're gonna go with that.
Remember the Mentos commercial? It was a Mentos moment. Okay, let's go.
Oh my God. And so a lot of stuff going on. So I went downtown, went to the barbershop. Oh, another thing, World Cup is going on here in Atlanta right now. And so
everywhere.
It ain't everywhere. It ain't in Orlando, is it?
It's shown not. It is not in Orlando. It is not in Orlando. It is everywhere in the United States. It's in Boston, Houston, LA, Atlanta. It is not in. It is not in
so
Orlando.
I was watching 60 Minutes on Sunday, and it was his young brother, about 18. I guess he's one of the best, or 20 years old. I think he's one of the best young soccer players in the world. And then his team played in Atlanta on Monday, and they said it was out in the streets. But here's the thing. I saw another local story on the news, and they flat out said that was her studio, but it works. That's funny. I got to put that one up. So the thing about it, where are my comments? They said people are not really doing that well as far as sales. There was people who were saying that they had like $100 days that was going up, and I was just like, wow, huh?
In regards to,
well, I'm saying when you're looking at when you're looking at it's been conversation going on for 2 years around the World Cup and how it's going to affect revenue and everything here in Atlanta. And the first couple of days, there were some people who said, we ain't making no money with this World Cup thing. Like, y'all done had us buy all this food and pay for these vendor spaces and all this stuff, and we ain't seeing no bread.
Do you want to know why?
Sure, let me hear why.
I can actually explain to you why, and it's a phenomenon that nobody thought would happen. And that, well, for Airbnbs, you guys are jerks. You guys are price gouging. That's why your Airbnbs are not filling up. Nobody wants to say that they can stay at a hotel. But as far as like food vendors, what's actually happening is a lot of people who are coming from overseas are excited about our fast foods, our Costco's, and their Walmarts. People are spending thousands of dollars at Chipotle, at all these places because they don't have it in their country. I know that sounds dumb. If you go on TikTok, it is every single person from a foreign country going, oh my God, I just got to try Chipotle for the first time. It was so good. We're going back tomorrow. Oh, I tried Kava. Oh, we went to Walmart. You guys have all this food and all these snacks we don't have. We went to Costco. they're excited about that stuff. They're not stopping at the vendors, the food vendors. They're not stopping in food stalls. They're going to places that we go to every day. And I'm like,
Every
are
day.
y'all serious?
Every day.
Y'all excited about Publix? Y'all excited about Publix?
That Publix chicken off the hook though. Don't
It
get me
is.
wrong.
Black Publix is only. Like my mama's like by my mama house. You going to Black
What
Publix?
is a black Publix? Stop it. Stop it.
I'm not joking. So my mom, quick story, lives in South St. Pete, and she lives very close to the beach. So when you cross over a road, you're on the black side of town. You're on the other side of the road. You are now on the beach side of town. So they built a Publix on the beach side of town, which is just one street over, and then they built a Publix on the black side of town, which is one street over from each other. Nobody goes to get food from white Publix. You only get food from black Publix. Even the white people from the beach. I'm not going to white Publix. I'm going to go over to black Publix. I will risk getting shot, cussed out, somebody with a bonnet on, because that's where the food's going to be better.
It's just so racist. Like, it's the same chicken recipe. They're putting the same thick old flour.
It's not the same chicken recipe. I promise you it was not. It's not the same chicken.
Lord have mercy. So
anyway, where do you want to start today?
Yeah, so that's interesting. So a lot going on in Atlanta. So let's start off with this, and if you have it on your screen, pull it up on your screen because I didn't pull anything about the UFC stuff. But UFC Trump. So he had his Flag Day birthday party, UFC fight, motorcycles flying and garbage. I didn't watch not a second of it. It's sitting over there on Amazon Prime right about now, and it can sit right there and it can rot. But a lot of people, including people like Jay Williams, basketball veteran from ESPN, and they were talking about how good.
Something cash crazy. Did you hear what his comment was about that this was a better event than the last game of the finals?
I'm just like, man, dude, come on, man. And the finals were excellent. They were this year. But so, here's the thing. And as you're pulling it up on your screen, I don't watch the UFC. I used to watch boxing. I don't watch boxing. I don't watch any of it anymore. I just don't. But to see these guys walking through the White House, in their outfits, and here's the other thing they talked about, that they purposely had troops that walked in with every last one of these athletes because it is required for them to be saluted because they were accompanied by some of the military folks in uniform. And they really believe from a patriotism standpoint, that was part of the reason why they did it. To make it look like this is all propaganda. This is all about quote unquote patriotism. It is all about showing that this is the American way. And a lot of us that weren't involved, but they claim this is not, it wasn't. But go ahead, jump in.
So let's break it down. The president's office, the president's official residence didn't just provide an unusual backdrop. It was very much central part of the proceedings, meaning people who were going to the octagon, that's what they call it, were leaving the Oval Office to walk that long walkway to get to the arena,
right?
Which is insane to me that they're doing this, and that was the they're actually warming up inside of the Eisenhower Executive Office building, which is insane. They're using this hollowed place as a locker room.
Correct.
Like it's a locker room. They're standing. If you see in this video that I just showed you, that they are standing on the balcony where the president waves from, and they're waving to the crowd.
He's using he no respect at all for the White House, and he's using, as in Trump, using the White House as a prop.
Yeah. Which celebrities were there? Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg was there. His wife was not there. I don't know if anybody notices that a lot of these guys who are married to women of color, they're there, and their wife and children are not there.
Mark Zuckerberg is married to an Asian woman, right?
Yes, a surgeon. She's married to an Asian surgeon.
Okay.
And he seemed to be the only one there. I mean, comedian Shane Gillis was there, Tony Hinchcliffe, all the usual suspects that you would think were there.
Right.
Kid Rock, of course. Now, really crazy is that Alexis Ohanian is there, who's married to Serena Williams. I didn't think he was going to be there, so something else must have been going on for him to have to be there, because he's normally
doesn't he own Reddit?
No, he sold Reddit. He now owns what is that pharmaceutical place? Roe, whatever's selling the GLP-1s that she's promoting. He owns that now.
There you go. And I just, I'm pretty sure Trump requires everybody who wants to do business with him to show up when he says show up. right? And so they look at that thing and says the backlash of us talking bad about him in comparison to Trump stripping them of their contracts, it's a pretty easy call for
It is.
folks in the audience.
Kash Patel, of course, all your favorite losers that are in the administration, Pete Hegseth, all of them were there. And then one of the key moments of the night, that of course everybody is talking about, is that Josh Hokit, the wrestler, actually called Michelle Obama a man for zero reason. It just
No.
came out of nowhere. He thought it was
Yep.
funny. You know, Trump laughed, everybody laughed or whatever. And no one did anything in the moment. But after the fact, Dana White, the person who runs UFC, was like, this was ridiculous. He didn't need to say that. He didn't. But I'm like, guys, none of you all said this in the moment. The only person who said something in the moment was Shane Gillis. When he was asked, he was like, it was dumb. Like, there was no point for him to do that. It had nothing to do with the conversation. It wasn't funny. It was zero to do. So, you know, it's just ridiculous that was even said. It's just very, very disrespectful to the White House, who have built this giant octagon, this eyesore on the front lawn. We've already got the Rose Garden destroyed, so now we are doing this, and they didn't even make any money. Like, the whole point was a vanity project for Trump.
Right. It's never about making money for anybody else but Trump. It's never about the benefit.
It was never about America. That's the thing. It was never about America. It was never.
That's the obvious. But the suckers who go in there and say, I'm going to do business with Trump because it's going to benefit me in this way, that way, or the other, it's not to benefit you. It's not, bro. It's not. You know, so you look at this stuff and you just sit back and you just say, okay, it is what it is. And so they find other ways to benefit. What we didn't even put on our list is
I want to bring up real quick.
Say again?
I'm sorry, is that there was actually a plan. The DOJ claims alleged UFC assassination plot justifies building a ballroom. So there actually was another attempt on Trump's life, which I know we're supposed to be like, it's a serious, no, bad things, he shouldn't be happening. But a lot of this is now just getting goofy. So there was a plot foiled by a couple of teenagers in Ohio, I think, who were going to plan on flying drones over this UFC event and bombing them. The Secret Service.
So stop right there. Let me tell you why. When we go on photo shoots, video shoots, and CJ, my man, who I do all my video work with, if he pulls out his commercial, not even commercial, his drone is really good. He's really great with it, but he doesn't have a commercial grade drone. He has a high-end DJI, very nice. If he tries to send that drone up in Atlanta, in areas of proximity that are close to the Atlanta airport, it will not fly.
Yeah.
So you're gonna try to tell me that the plot that these people had was they were gonna fly drones over the White House in DC during a UFC event, and that was their plot.
When you say it like that, it sounds stupid. I mean,
it sounds pretty damn stupid, doesn't it? And so here's the thing: if Barack Obama or Joe Biden or George W. Bush or George Bush or any of them told us all the time that their lives were threatened, because you know their life, we know damn well Barack Obama's life was threatened.
Oh yeah, we know
all the damn time. And so you look at this stuff and you say it's just part of the show. It's part of, you know, the conversation around why they need to spend all this money, which is now up to $600 million is the most recent stuff that I read. Remember that it wasn't going to cost the taxpayers anything. Now it's going to cost the taxpayers at least $300 million because of the security aspects of it. Because of course they got to put bulletproof glass and everything, and it has to make federal specs and blah, 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 blah.
The real crazy part of the plot, outside of what we already talked about, is that the Secret Service is very mad at the FBI because the Secret Service is like, we do not want this announced because we want every person who's a part of this conspiracy plot to do whatever. We need them brought in. We need to see if this was serious, something stupid, or what, because we now have to charge these people. So don't, FBI don't say anything. But Kash Patel, being the drunkard that he is, went on social media and announced it to everybody. And the Secret Service is rightfully pissed. Like, this is not how stuff is supposed to work. You have to wait for the whole thing is ridiculous. But
yeah,
I'm glad
Yeah.
Trump's event went off without another like real assassination attempt where we had to hear about it for weeks and weeks and weeks. Now it was just a bunch of dumb teenagers doing, drone stuff that wasn't going to happen. I mean, and by the way,
But
they
it's
said
like this stuff
they said,
doesn't
like,
even make no sense.
this was
It's like, come on, dude. Are you serious, man? Do you really think we're supposed to believe that that was the plot?
But wait, show my screen. Is this a teenager? Is this man a teenager? He looks 35. Like we're using teenager real loosely, aren't we?
How old is he supposed to be, man? And for those of you who following us on any of the, I'll put the link for those to see what we're seeing on YouTube. How old is this guy supposed to be?
19, but that's a rough 19. That's a rough 19. He looks like he is easily 33. He got 2 kids, maybe 4 from 2 different women. He just got out of his mama house and he has joined the militia. That's what he looks like.
I swear, man. I just sit back and like, we are in the midst of the biggest propaganda. And in the meantime, all the stuff while we worrying about this stuff, okay, the new Fed chair, he's over there messing that up and trying to figure out what to do over there. You've got the deal has gone through. Here's funny how this stuff works, right? The deal is going through now so that Paramount can be owned by the same people. I mean, Paramount now owns CNN as well and HBO. And it's interesting that as I was watching CNN last night, I don't know if you knew when, which one was it who just got bumped off of CBS in the late night? Which one of the late night guys was that?
Colbert.
So Colbert is gone. They have replaced Colbert with Byron Allen and his, what does he call his show?
Comics Unleashed.
Comics Unleashed. Comics Unleashed has been around forever. It's been something that you're in the infomercial space. I'm sure you and your folks everybody in the infomercial space has been competing against Byron Allen for media space for the last 20 to 25 years. Those of us on that side of the business, we know this is not news to us. But it's funny that as you look at what is going on, because Byron Allen is now one of the most powerful, definitely most powerful black men in media by far. And so they basically, once again, everything now has to look so American. It's got to be so vanilla. It's got to be something that everybody is going to agree with. So you look at this thing and you say,
that show is tanking. Nobody watches it, but it's just like an infomercial in the middle of the night. They pay for their spot. He's paying a lot of money for that spot. I think he's paying $15 million for that spot.
$50 million, how often? I don't know.
No, annually for that spot. 15, not 50, 15.
Okay. I'm just, 15 million to do something you've been doing for the last 30 years and have built an empire. This is the same man who bought the Weather Channel for $300 million. That $15 million for what he is getting is a drop in the bucket for the exposure that he's getting on a time slot that people have been watching since Letterman for the last 40 years.
That's the problem.
I don't really think he cares, right?
But
to a degree.
You're spending the money to get something in return. What are you getting in return? You're not getting the eyes that you really want. So what's the return on investment for
it's
you?
very, very relative, and I'll tell you why. Because that show airs, that's just one time slot. In essence, think about it like this. What we know here's your market mastery tip for the day, right? Here's what we know. That show is running on networks that he owns. It's being streamed. It's on several networks around the world. That 15 million is just another media buy for him, which means that when he goes to Dove or Procter & Gamble or whoever, because here's what he gets. He gets that time, and any ads you see in those 2 30-minute blocks of shows, which he has no more production costs because he's already produced these shows. They're in the can. Yeah. He's running them over and over again. Any of the ads that come in there, he gets a 50-50 split of what's going in there. If it's the same deal that he has on all the other spaces where he is. He may even get, if he's buying it flat out, he may not have the 50-50 split. He may get all the cash that comes through. So 15 million is not a big deal when you have a return that he's going to have. He has no overhead cost in comparison to what they had before. And so anyway, that's that. All right.
Let's talk the
Yes.
New York Knickerbockers and their amazing win on Saturday night. That was awesome. They won game 5 in San Antonio, which I really wish they would have won at home.
No.
But they won game 5. That was a very good game. I actually was at my niece's salsa event, and my mother, who apparently is a Knicks fan first and a Nana second, left the event where the whole family was at like, oh, I'm tired. I need to go home. I'm like, you need to what? The whole family is here. We're about to dance. I have a headache. The music is loud. She wanted to go home and watch the game, and that she
Hey,
did.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at Mama Blanche for wanting to go see these victims. Saran, who my daughter, who my oldest, she lives in Philadelphia right now, right?
I did know that. Yes.
Okay, and so she goes to, as the game is wrapping up, she goes to FaceTime me, and she, bad signal, whatever. I said, okay, she's out in the street. She's 26 years old. She's doing whatever she's doing,
Yeah. What we do.
And then she texted me and she said, bad signal, I'll call you back. All right, cool. And then I look at the location. She's in New York.
Oh.
You know how you get your little thing, you look on the screen, you say it in the text, and well, I'm sure it does it too on your little, I am demeaning you, on your little Android. I know it does it in your little Android too, where it shows your,
Not little. Thank you
you
very
need to
much.
wipe that thing off, man. That thing is greasy.
I know. It's because of all the hair products that I use to make my hair
So anyway,
curly as a bow.
I saw the New York, and I said, that child is in New York. I was like, be safe, Lord Jesus. And so she tells me the story when the next day, she's like, Dad, everywhere I tried to go to the subway because I had a train to get back to Philly. They shut everything down. I said, of course they shut everything down. I said, and like when you said, I wish it would have ended in New York, I'm like, hells to the no, because I cannot imagine how crazy. It was crazy like that in New York. And the finals didn't end in New York. They ended in San Antonio. And people was out there acting the fool.
Here's what I thought was super annoying. Everybody's like, I can't believe the Knicks destroyed their own city. Look at these people. Because they're talking about brown and black people. I get that. I was like, did you guys forget what happened when the Eagles won the Super Bowl? Did you guys remember how bad that was? Because that was bad. Do you remember that?
Ain't nobody hearing that bull crap, man. Ain't nobody hearing that trash. But do
you remember when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, how they tore that city up?
When the University of Kentucky wins basketball, when all these folks get to trashing this stuff, man, that stuff is not new. That is not brand new news, And so to sit up here and talk about here's what we know: everybody lives in New York, so this is not going to be something you're going to claim is just a New York thing, and it's just a black thing or just a Hispanic thing. It is an everybody thing.
You have people out there in yarmulkes and long skirts and stockings,
out there wilding. Mm-hmm.
Doing Hava Nagila because of the Knicks won. So it was everybody.
It's everybody.
It really was a good game. I didn't realize how dirty of a player that stick figure would be.
Yeah. Victor Wembanyama, he kind of lost a fan with me.
A lot of people apparently.
Yeah. I when I saw him mush Jalen Brunson and they didn't kick him, then he tried to kick a guy in the knee, and then he put his foot underneath Brunson on the jump shot. Huh?
Elbowed somebody in the face.
He did a lot of dirty stuff during this entire playoff. So we was like, oh, so you're that guy. Okay.
And even there was no sportsmanship. For every time we have seen an NBA final game won by one team, the other team, because they're all friends in real life, go to the other team and be like, yo, y'all deserved it. We love y'all. We'll see y'all in the off-season. We got y'all. It's always camaraderie. There was no camaraderie between the San Antonio Spurs and the Knicks. None whatsoever.
No. Those cats was going at it. Yeah. They was going at it. And I don't have a problem with that. Huh?
What?
I don't have a problem with them going at each other and competing.
Oh.
What I have a problem with is you purposely trying to injure people.
Yes.
And then the NBA saying, you know what, this is Victor Wembanyama. We're gonna give him another chance, because if they would have did what they were supposed to do with that last play, which should have been upgraded to a flagrant foul, he would have been suspended for the game 6 that never happened. But he would have been suspended.
He did the press conference. Did you see his press conference where he was like, I'll see you guys never, because he's a child?
Yeah, I said, does that mean that he's going to leave the NBA and go play in Europe or something? And no,
He's a child.
he's 22 years old, and he showed that he was 22 years old. He
He's a
acted like a
child. Is he
22-year-old.
married? Is he married?
I would hope not at 22 years old.
Oh, because my response is going to be, if you're old enough to get married and do that, you're old enough to sit at a press conference and act like you got some damn sense. Stop it.
Well,
Is his
so
mother
they
white?
show, there's a lot of people who want a lot of money coming into it because a lot of idiots pretty much said there was no chance in the world that the Knicks were going to win. The East was soft, and that turned out to not be the case. And it was, give them credit, man. It was 5 games. They were tough games. When it came down to it, it was, but they lost. Period, point blank. And you look at that thing, and you say, wow, and you look at this team, and Mike Brown is who's everybody's uncle, who's out there on shows and clowning and all that type of stuff. God bless, man. It is all good. I'm happy for him. The Knicks. I've got a lot of friends from New York. Of course, we know a lot of people hate New Yorkers. It is what it is.
His parents are really unattractive.
Huh?
His parents are ugly. Sorry, this caught me off guard how ugly his parents are.
Who's scared, Lord?
These people, they are rough on eyes.
His Wembanyama's parents are ugly. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh my God! Grow up.
If he's not gonna grow up, I don't have to. That's how that works. Okay. When he grows up, when he stops trying to kick people in the shins, and he can sit through a press conference, and the rest of the world will grow up. Anyway, what is the next topic? Are we jumping over to the craziness? That is Streamer University.
Let's jump into Streamer University. Streamer University was. You explain it while I pull it up because I'm sure you've done a little bit. You know Casanat is, right?
I'm about to explain some shit I don't know. I can read from the article. That's the
Okay.
best I can
So Casanat is a streamer, and this world of streamers it's a different world, guys. It really is a different world. And in essence, what you had today was here in Atlanta, the same place where State Farm Arena, where all the big concerts are, where everything is. They had this Streamer University, and what Casanat is supposed to be doing is he's supposed to be teaching people how to be successful streaming. And Casanat is someone, he'll go on Twitch, he'll go live, people will view it, people will jump in. That's the gist of what I understand about it, because to a degree, because what we're doing here in comparison to what Casanat would do, where he'll jump on live and hundreds of thousands of people will jump in to watch him sit in his basement and do just crazy, nutty stuff. And now you have a whole State Farm Arena. There's a story. I'll put it. You remember the story about 3 years ago where the
video game giveaway?
The video game giveaway in Times Square. There was a big old rush to. This is the same guy.
Yeah. I think everybody knows who Kai Cenat is at this point. I mean, some people are saying, "Oh, isn't Kevin Hart his dad?" Like that's a whole running joke about those two. And here's my problem with Streamer University as a marketing person, as somebody who's finally monetized on YouTube. Kai Cenat took a long time to get where he was. He didn't just all of a sudden jump on Twitch and get all these views. He was on there for a while and working and posting and doing video games and doing stunts and doing this and networking. What I'm trying to figure out is what is being provided by Streamer University, because what it seems like is that you get actual hands-on training from Kai and all of the Streamer University pros. Is that what they're offering?
When I went to read about it, yeah, they have different levels. They got different pros that are training people how to do it. And I was in a barbershop today, and my barber, he has a second shop, which is now downtown. So I'm in downtown, and this guy comes running in. He said, "Man, thank you. I appreciate it, man." Blah, 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 blah. And he's just high energy, young dude. Probably he's in his 20s looking at him. And he's so excited about the Streamer University opportunity. And that's the demo. He had to park there because my guy's barbershop is only a couple blocks away. And so he was just so excited about the opportunity. But I didn't understand what was going on today. If you got to the door, did they let you in? But here's what it did. It got every news outlet in America talking about it. So it did what it was supposed to do. These are all the outlets that are talking about this. 11 Alive, local, CBS, all of them are talking about this Streamer University and what happened in Atlanta today. And then you got the streamers that are out here, and all that guy had to say to me, said to my man Phil was, "Hey, I got some great content. I got a chance to talk to this person, that person, and I streamed it on my live, and da 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 da." That's what it did its job. It did what it was supposed to do, which was drive the engagement, and that's just a whole world that, you know.
But also, Kai Cenat's an evil genius. The other part of Streamer University, Kai Cenat's an evil genius. Because the other part of this is, for as long as Streamer University is up, I don't know how long he's making applications, doing everything, he doesn't really have to do any real content on his own. Everybody in the lines are doing it for him. You guys coming in and sitting in front of him after you signed that stupid waiver are giving him video after video to post on his stream, to post on his channel of you guys doing something stupid, obnoxious, some girl basically getting on her knees, being half naked to get into Streamer University. You're doing all the work for him for however long he runs this. It makes
of course, because here's the thing, my man, like Phil was saying to me, he said, he said, he said he went on like a spiritual retreat or something, and he hadn't been streaming for a while, and now he comes out with this. I said, that wasn't no spiritual retreat. That was a hiatus to get people excited about when he came back out in these streets, and then all of a sudden.
Streamer University is not new. He did this last year. Does anybody remember the lineup from last year? Last year was DDG. Was the other main person. I'm trying to remember, but DDG was the main person.
I meant to hit the crickets because that's an OG. I don't know who DDG is. Go ahead, keep going. Let's see if I know anybody.
Oh, girl, Halle Bailey's baby daddy.
I thought that was Blueface.
Ew, no. Please don't make me go, the fact that I know these people, please don't make me go down this rabbit hole with you. DDG is Halle Bailey's baby's father, but he's also a popular streamer as well. Like really popular. Who is
Blue? Is it Blueface?
I'm not doing this.
Is the guy's name is Blueface?
His name is Blueface. He's had children with
Chrisean Rock. I'm not as old as you think I am.
No, you're exactly as old as I think you are. The fact that I have to remind you about who these people are.
Whatever.
But no, Streamer University has been around for a while, so this is just his second.
So here's the thing: in this day and age, a while is a year. So it's been around for a year.
True, but so here's the other thing we got to talk about.
Okay.
There are thousands of people waiting in this line, and those people are getting really, really offended when people online are like, "You're lame. Like, why don't you stand in line to vote? Why don't you stand in line to go to to register for college? I am in college. I'm a business major." And a lot of times when they say something like, "Are you? You just sit in line for 8 hours." I get that it's during the summer, but you had nothing else to do for 8 hours on a Wednesday.
What did you have to do without a job in the summertime between semesters in college?
I had a job. I was strict.
I said without a job. You had a job. But your friends who did not have a job, what were they doing all day? Sleeping.
All my friends were working.
Okay. You know my daggone point. The point is, what do you expect from
all my friends were working
what do you all expect from 19, 20, 22-year-olds in the summertime if they're college students? A lot of them are not college students. People, and I saw the same stuff you saw. I saw people posting about, "Oh, they're late. Why would they get in line to go vote?" Yes, they need to vote, but stop it and stop acting like when y'all was 22 years old, y'all were just so super responsible. And they look at this thing.
Everybody in that line is not in college. Everybody in that line.
I know, but my point is that they're young people, and these folks really believe. Some of them believe that it's a real career. You just said that you are finally monetized on YouTube.
I am.
Right, and so for people to act like streaming is not an opportunity for a job shows how freaking old people are in thinking that these people are not making real money doing what they're doing in content creation.
Here's the thing about me being monetized. Miguel, do I have a full-time job?
Yes.
Yes, I do. I work that full-time job.
But you have a full-time job and a husband and kids and the whole nine. Some of these kids, they don't give a damn. They're just trying to build. To me, like I said to Saran, when she told me about her trip to New York, and she told me her whole story about the struggle and it was so bad and blah, 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 blah. I said, Saran, you're gonna have a story for the next 40 years of your life about the night the Knicks won the championship and you were in New York.
She can get on TikTok right now.
Safe. You made it home safe. That's all I asked for. That's what these kids. It's an experience for them, and I ain't even mad at them. Anybody? Now I don't know if you told me or if somebody else in discussion said somebody the day before there was some shooting or something. Now that's bad. Was that you or somebody else?
That wasn't me. I didn't know about a shooting. I didn't know they destroyed somebody's cab. like to the point where the cab driver had to step out and they were like, they tore off the hood of the car, but people found out who he was and never replaced his cab in New York. They destroyed this cab.
Oh, you're
It was
talking about
really-
New York. I'm talking about here in Atlanta during the Stream University thing.
Oh, I didn't know there was a shooting. I did not
I don't
know.
know.
There was
I don't know. Don't get me wrong. It sounded like I heard that. But the point being, people tear up Kentucky Wildcats win the national championship in basketball, and they tear up Lexington, Kentucky, right? Young people do dumb shit. That's what young people do, and God knows you hope that they get some grace. But to whatever to everybody who was downtown who enjoyed this experience, enjoy. You know, just don't hurt
Can I
nobody.
just talk about a downside of streaming? And we haven't talked about this ever on the show, but I just want to bring this up.
Yeah.
The whole Adrian Broner situation. I don't know if you're familiar with you know who Adrian Broner is, right?
Former boxer, right?
The boxer.
Mm-hmm.
He's now only streaming on Twitch. He has an alcohol abuse issue. He's only drinking alcohol. He's not drinking anything else, or basically eating. So he's very disshaped and malformed and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing whatever he has to do to stay on stream, to the point where girls who are basically, for lack of better words, sex workers, are even walking out on him like, this is disgusting. I can't do this. This is a bridge too far. So there is a very dark side to trying to stream and be popular on these streaming platforms that I always get worried about people who are at a young age of how far are you really willing to go to be popular on stream? I like I said, I monetize on YouTube. I keep my channel at a very level situation. I never bring my kids on. I never bring my husband on. I don't talk about my kids a whole bunch or anything like that because I want to keep it very safe and level. Your mic is gone. Your mic is gone.
Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Okay.
You're back.
So yeah, you know, you Adrian Brody situation. It was somewhere, I want to say, he was on. Didn't he go on Cam and Mace's show and got kicked off? He's got a problem. He has alcoholism to that degree. He's got a whole different level of problems that's going on over there. But I get your point. I get your point about streaming without having a plan is just a hobby. It is just something. Boundaries, plan, boundaries, duly noted. You've got to have a plan for this thing, and so I get it. You know, you're right. So there's that. All right, let's move on. What time is it? On what? Let's go there.
What do I have for Huh What? I do have one thing for Huh What, but I don't have it pulled up. The saga that is Nicki Minaj. She went on a recent podcast and talked about how a lot of her music did not honor God and was kind of demonic, and she regrets making that kind of music. And listen. I am Christian. Miguel is Christian. But there is such thing as toxic Christianity. And I feel like Nicki Minaj has gone into toxic Christianity level right now. How do you feel about it? And I will bring up the next Huh What.
I have very little opinions about Nicki Minaj. I've never had a lot of opinions about Nicki Minaj. I think that she has always been. It's always been a game for her. This is to me is just a continuation of what she's always been doing. So this is not a surprise to me at all. I appreciate folks who live and die by what Nicki Minaj is saying. I could give a damn about Nicki Minaj. I really can. I never even was one who really dug her music like that. I thought that she was fake. I thought she was cosplaying from the beginning. And so this all she's on brand with this thing. Here's where I see it.
She recently posted an AI video of her, Trump, and somebody else for his birthday. And the fact that you're posting AI videos of you with Trump, you as Marilyn Monroe with Trump, she's gone into Crazyville, but I think she's gone into toxic Christianity. Speaking of toxic Christianity, I just sent you a link. I want you to share your screen and your audio to talk about how this husband decided to support his wife during her cycle time of the month because she was in pain.
Do I want
It's
to
not
share that?
it's not gross. But again, toxic Christianity that's also hilarious at the same time. Let's go ahead and pull it up on your screen
All
there.
right, let me see. Let me see what you got going on here. Hold on.
Abby just started her period, so she's feeling a little frustrated. I pray that she would not be driven by her emotions, driven by her feelings. We come against the enemy who would try to cause her to be unproductive and
First of all, ew. Whatever happened to privacy? I get we're now in a digital age where people are sharing a lot of things on social media, but the day your wife starts her period and praying for her when she starts her period, like, keep that to yourselves. And this prayer is entirely misogynistic. The forefront of it should be about her health, and it's not. He's talking about her not being driven by her emotions. So one of the first thoughts he has about periods is that women can't regulate their emotions. And then he goes on to pray that she's not unproductive during this time. To me, that sounds like control. You want your wife to do all this work for you, and you're praying that she's
I
productive.
thought that was going to
You know,
be
that
the
she cooks
entire
your meals and
video.
does everything for
No,
you like you're her.
he goes on to tell her, make sure to pray to God that she can be productive, that she can get out of bed, take care of their children, take care of their household, take care of him. Again, toxic Christianity. And I don't know if it's toxic or social media Christianity for just clicks and views. Could that be it?
You know, we're in
Or you
once
just
again.
disturbed in general?
This is, you know, there's some people, and I won't call them out because it is what it is, but I'm finally starting to see folks of the faith that are sitting back and saying, you guys are crazy. And we've been kind of keeping it cool for a while and not really going hard in the paint with y'all, but it's getting to the point now where, you know, folks even in the faith is starting to be like, man, nah, y'all are nuts, man. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this stuff anymore. And so I'm proud of some of these folks for finally stepping up and saying, you're nuts. Stop being nuts.
That's how I am. I again, like I said, I am Christian, but it's starting to feel that this is really about being Christian for social media and not actually practicing real Christianity. If my husband, even though he's Hindu, ever came up and started praying about me being productive during my period, I'd make him take care of the kids and cook his own meals for the first time in 10 years and see how that goes. Let's see how your prayers work when you do that to me again. I dare you.
I don't know. We are in a weird state of a lot of this world. All right. What else you got?
Those are my what. My other how what I don't have a lot of research on. And it's not really like a funny how what. It's kind of like a crazy how what. It's about the embryo mix-up that happened, but I don't really want to take this into a sad place.
The embryo mix-up. What's okay? Let's.
So a Central Florida couple had the wrong embryo implanted, and if you've ever done IVF, IVF is very, very expensive. So they had the wrong IVF implanted in them, and when when they gave birth, they're a white couple, and they gave birth to a very, 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 very brown baby. So that baby is actually going to stay with them. Apparently, the couple whose embryo it actually was apparently gave them custody, which I think is crazy in general. I can't imagine doing that. So that's a really weird how what.
So there was an embryo. So in vitro fertilization, they implanted the wrong egg, a brown baby woman's egg, into a white woman. The baby came out brown.
Brown. Like, there's no mistaking that this is like a black child. And
are they sure that the woman didn't just cheat on her husband? And
positive, because both women went to the same IVF clinic, and it's not even like the baby's mixed. The baby is black. Like, the baby is it's not like half white, half black. The baby is blackity black, and I'm black, y'all. So here's the thing. Now, court documents obtained by People say that the Florida couple reached a mutually devised custody agreement with their daughter's biological parents, whose identity will remain confidential according to the new court filing. While the details of the agreement remain private, the filing says that under the agreement, Score and Mills, the white couple, would retain their rights to continue as permanent custodial parents of Shea. When Reach for Comedy, representative for the couple, said that they won't be commenting further while they focus on their child. Here's my whole thing. As a parent, if this was a mix-up, I would 100% let the woman who gave birth to my child see the child and be active parenting. But you're bringing my baby to me. That is my DNA. That's my child. So the fact that these black parents don't want to have it out in public, and two, don't want to be the parents, that's not weird to anybody else. They don't want to raise their own baby that's biologically theirs. That's not weird to anybody else.
This whole story is unfortunate and weird. All right.
Okay, we can go to happy. So let's talk about TV shows. We can go.
All right. So what are you watching?
You ready for some true crime?
I'm never ready for true crime, but go ahead.
You and Tracy have to watch Maternal Instinct on Netflix. It just came out last Friday. It is about a woman who committed fetal abduction. Fetal abduction is where a woman is so desperate for a baby that she actually attacks a pregnant woman and tries to steal the fetus from her body. That's not even the most interesting part. That's the tragic part. But this woman lied so much throughout her entire life and just did all these crazy things. And everybody in the boyfriend's life, the man she claimed she was pregnant by, kept telling him, she's not pregnant. You're a moron. You need to stop. She's going to do something crazy. And he did not listen to any of his family. And she went and she killed a woman.
Is this based on a true story?
It's absolutely a true story. That woman's the seventh woman and the youngest woman on Texas death row. She just got sentenced in 2024 to the death penalty.
Lord, baby, some crazy people out here.
I know. I'm also catching up on this weird show called, I don't know if you've ever heard of American Greed. It's a reality show on NBC.
Here's the funny thing about American Greed. Me and Trey laugh about this, right? The only time that ever pops up is when we go to a hotel when we're traveling. And for some reason, when the first thing that pops up is American Greed.
American Greed!
Yeah.
You're exactly right. In every hotel you ever go on, American Greed be on, because I guess it's CNBC is the show that produces it. I don't know what's going on with our algorithm on our NBC app, Peacock app. It was like, ooh, American Greed. I was like, yep, absolutely, playing. So I will sit there and watch every episode of American Greed. Thank you. But I'm rewatching American Greed. I am also, summer's always weird. There's really not a ton of stuff on. I am watching Love Island. I know you don't watch Love Island.
So here's the funny thing about Love Island. I think we talked about this last week. Michelle is watching Love Island, right? Did I say that last week?
Which is not appropriate.
And I said it and said it was like her and one of her best friends and teammates were here. And like I said, loft is right over my office, and I'm working and I'm hearing stuff that I know my child should not be viewing. And so I walk in and I'm like, what is this? Oh, you just always seem to come in at the wrong time, right? When they're doing something.
It's always the wrong time for Love Island. I'm a 41-year-old woman, and my husband woke up. He's like, what are you watching? I'm like, I'm watching Love Island. Don't judge me.
Yeah. So we're gonna have another conversation about that.
What are you guys watching?
You're right. It's the summertime. NBA playoffs just ended. We're trying to find a new series. We're watching stuff that you don't watch because some reason you don't like black TV. Yeah, I'm calling you out. You don't like black TV. You don't like The Chi. You don't like Kanan, Raising Kanan.
No, I don't like none of that. I don't like none of that elevated Chitlin circuit shows. I don't like none of it.
You know, it's so funny. I was last weekend struggling for something to look at. And they had the UFL championship, which is the springtime football league. And it was the championship. And it was so bad. The two quarterbacks combined had thrown for about 35 yards. Both quarterbacks combined, right? And so I said, this is so bad. So then they said, what kind of caught my attention is they said that at halftime there was going to be a full performance by 50 Cent. I said, okay, you got me intrigued.
Does he own the league? Does he own the league and that's why he's performing?
Not that I'm aware of, no. I don't know if him owning the league. But then they're trying to fill time because he's late. Somebody's got him late. I'm talking like, how, at the Super Bowl, they go to commercial and then you come back and then boom, it's the performance time. You got your big Chiron screen and everybody shows and their name and but they came back and said, we're buying some time waiting for the 50 Cent performance. And so the performance was on the back of what looked like a pickup truck with a platform that he walks out, him and couple of his guys from G Unit I don't know them because I've never been a fan of musically of what he does.
Nobody knows who they are anymore.
And so he sounded like his voice was gone. Oh, I'm in the club. I said 50. They couldn't give you they couldn't have given you no hot tea, to make sure your voice was not raggedy before.
Miguel, why are you watching this? That's where it started.
It didn't last past the first verse of whatever song he was doing. I said, nah, I can't do it. So I'm watching the WNBA.
Always,
Baby girls are hoopers. I'm watching WNBA. Olivia Miles with the Minnesota Lynx.
Yes.
Out there hooping like a librarian, looking like a librarian, and looking like Allen Iverson. She wearing them out. And so I just saw today that the WNBA All-Star voting has started, and guess who's not in the top 5? Caitlin Clark.
Oh, Caitlin Clark, yeah.
Which of course, folks every day, all day telling us how nobody watches the WNBA if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark, but evidently
that's maybe how it started, but that's not the whole book. I mean, there's so many great players in the WNBA. There's so much attention. Olivia Miles, because all these girls are randoms, not random in a bad way, random like Olivia Miles. She looked like she got a library degree. Thick ass glasses and this little pom-pom ponytail, and she's very, very good. I mean,
she's excellent. She's an excellent ball player. And like I said, she was great in college, but the fact that she's doing the same thing at a higher level in WNBA, great.
Are you watching the World Cup? Because Omar, my husband, is watching the World Cup. I couldn't even get a good pedicure because the Chinese people in the shop, they watching the Iraqi-Norway game. I had to say, sir, this paint is all the way off here on my toes. Like, he's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
No, I try. Eventually, I'm gonna try to figure out soccer. I don't understand it. I'm an American sports fan, and to watch people run up and down the field for minutes on minutes on minutes on minutes and no scoring. I need to call my nephew. My nephew played college soccer, and maybe he can help me to understand and enjoy it. But
I don't mind it because, again, in the nail shop, I was leaning back, getting my toes done. The TV was right over here. I'm just sitting there. And then when that goalie messed up his bat as he did, all of us, what are you doing? Like, it's all of that. Yeah. Another thing that should have been in How What, but it's also a part of the summer and entertainment is SeaWorld San Diego, because they can't show no animals because, PETA, they suck. And so they're doing a summer concert series. So on June 20th, they have Bow Wow and them Franchise Boys. June 27th, they have like a Pop 2000 tour with Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC, O-Town, and Ryan Cabrera of LFAO. July 11th, they have E40. Yes. July 18th, they have the Yin Yang Twins. On July 25th, they have
Soulja Boy. The Yin Yang Twins. Where is this going to be?
SeaWorld, San Diego.
They better make sure it's a nighttime event in the Yin Yang.
No, in the middle of the day. They did it last year, and the Yin Yang Twins was their most popular performance. So there's that. Then the 25th is Soulja Boy and Paul Wall. August 1st is Jordan Sparks. August 8th is Too Short and Warren G.
So they just going blackity black down there at SeaWorld.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, remember Uncle Kracker? He's August 22nd.
Absolutely not. Do not remember Uncle Kracker. Do not. I do not. But did you see the story around Mystikal? Mystikal just got 20 years in addition to all the other time he spent in jail. He's got another 20 years.
Rightfully so. Mystikal's a rapist.
Yeah. And so there's a tour with No Limit and what's the other one? No Limit and Cash Money. They're coming to Atlanta to get ready to go on tour together. Guess who won't be on the bill? Mystikal. We know Lil Wayne.
I would say that from friends and stuff I know, he deserves way more time than he got. He has always been problematic, awful on sets. He's disgusting. I'm glad he's got 20 years. I wish it would have been 40. Yick. He's just awful. He's awful.
Yeah. And before we get up out of here, I remissed the whole Carmelo Anthony, not the basketball player, the young man out of Texas. A lot of conversation going around his potential appeal. Let's see if that comes to fruition, because there's a lot of holes going on there. Huh?
Did you see the latest video from the dad that TMZ put out? I think the dad thinks that TMZ is his friend, and I don't think he realized what TMZ is doing. Yeah. The stuff that father is saying is not. It's helping the appeal. 100%.
Well, I guess when you feel like you got the judge and you got everybody else in your pocket, you feel like, it's all good. All right. We appreciate y'all, man, for hanging out with us. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace and bye-bye.